What up, everybody? Welcome to the Bourbon Buzzed and Ballin' podcast, and it's time to rate that shit. We have another rabbit hole on the deck.
That's right. We've we done the first two. We did the Cave Hill, which is just their Kentucky Straight, and then we did the High Gold, which is their High Rye. Now this one is called the Dareringer, and it is their Kentucky Straight, but it's finished in sherry casks. And then next week we'll do the last of their series, and it's a full rye. So let me put our rating system up there. You explain the rating system, then I'll tell a little bit more about this rabbit hole.
All right, so if you're watching, you obviously can see behind me. If you're listening, I'll explain it to you. We do it real easy, 1 through 4. 1, we call that a brown bag. We don't give out too many brown bags, but obviously it's a bourbon that we didn't really like the taste, and we don't recommend that you buy. Doesn't mean you shouldn't buy it, but that's just our recommendation. Number 2, it's getting a little bit better. We call that a mixer. More than likely, that's going to be our stock bourbon, something that we like to do in anything, whether it's an old fashioned or Coke, splash of Coke or what have you. Number 3, it's getting even better. It's on the rocks. It might be something that's higher in proof, and you just want to dilute it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, last but not least, I drew a blank. We call that
neat.
Our favorite way to drink it.
See, he's been out of the country for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been drinking limoncello. I haven't been doing the bourbon thing. Apologies. Yeah, it's neat. So for us, for me especially, I can speak for me. I know Colby here likes to do a number of different drinks and splashes of Coke or whatever. But for me, I like to pretty much stick to the Glencairn and just drink it neat, and get the full taste. Even if I don't like it, I'm still drinking it neat.
Well, I'll always start out neat, but if it's just one that I just don't like, I'm not going to waste it. So I'll either throw a rock in there or, like you said, maybe a splash of Coke Zero, just till I can get it finished and order something else.
Yeah, but pretty much if you look behind us, or if you're just listening, I mean, Colby's got a pretty big collection back here, and none of it's really bad.
Right.
Honestly.
Well, the bad stuff we put up high where we can't reach it. It's just collecting dust up there, and it probably will outlive me.
Now we got some guests we can serve.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, let me tell a little bit about the Rabbit Hole. It's distilled in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Rabbit Hole Distilling Company. And like I mentioned, they've got a series of 4 of their main bourbons, and this one being the bourbon that's finished in a sherry cask. So it's about $60 a bottle. It's 65% corn, 25% wheat, and 10% malted barley. So it's got the same mash bill as the Cave Hill. Then the proof is actually a little higher at 93%. 93 proof. They age it to maturity. Like I mentioned previous episodes, they don't make an age distinction. They just say to maturity. So that typically in the bourbon world means 4 to 5 years when they feel like they got the taste they're looking for. And your aroma should be a sherry, obviously, a caramel, and a cherry.
So it should be a little sweet on the nose.
Yeah, definitely get that sherry.
Yeah, I get a little splash of sherry and cherry.
Yeah, I didn't really get a whole lot of, maybe a tad of caramel. Swirling it around, waking up them flavors a little bit.
Sherry and cherry for me.
Almost like a chocolate covered cherry, almost. Now your palate's supposed to be raisins, cherries, almond, and vanilla. And then the finish, because it is in a sherry cask, should be a little dry.
Yeah, definitely tannic up front. Immediately your tongue begins to tingle from the dryness in the sherry. That's a pretty mild sherry flavor. I swear I'm getting raisin. Nutty. Real nutty to me. Raisiny, nutty.
Well, they said almonds, so.
Yeah.
And Rabbit Hole has been pretty, we always use Old Forester as the measuring stick as far as how they describe their bourbons. But so far, the rabbit holes that we've been doing, they've been pretty good on their descriptions.
Yeah, I think so far. And I was, I went into this with an open mind because you and I both don't care too much for cask finish.
The fancy finished bourbons.
Yeah. But this one's pretty good.
This is pretty good.
This is easily my favorite rabbit hole so far.
I definitely like it better than the High Gold that we did the last episode. But I may still like the Cave Hill. Just the straight wheated, not finished in any kind of barrel. We didn't talk about the color of the legs, but
it was nice. It was decent. Had a little bit of legs to it.
Decent amber color and some decent legs. It's got a little bit of a burn to it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of that dryness.
That's that dryness from that sherry cask, I think. And it has a lingering tingling to my mouth right now.
Yeah.
So, definitely.
I definitely get the cherry flavor, and I think that's why I do like this. Is because I like cherries.
Yeah. It's very, very cherry is very prominent in the profile.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
I like it. It's just, I'm gonna go 3.
Yeah.
It's a solid 3 for me.
I'm there with you. It was knocking on the 4-door.
Yeah.
It was knocking on that 4-door, but with what we're giving 4s to, I just can't quite put it in there.
Right.
But that's a good one. Now
I think we've pretty much landed 3s across the board, but we had a high 3 on the Cave Hill. Because you went 4, didn't you?
I went 4 on the Cave Hill.
You went 4 on the Cave Hill. I went 3.
Yeah,
so
and then we went 3 last week, and 3 with this one. I've got in my notes that it's $60, but I want to say this was actually $80. Because I want to say this one was the most expensive. I want to say the other 3 were $50. I think the full rye is $50. This was $80. And the 2 that we already did was $60. So I think my notes are incorrect because I think this is an $80 bottle of bourbon. But yeah, it's a 3 for me. I like the Rabbit Hole collection. I really do. I like the bottle. I actually went to the beach this weekend and took the Cave Hill with me. And finished it.
Did you pick up anything
at
the beach?
No, I didn't even. They closed at 7:00. So we were on the beach till 8:00,
right.
And then we got ready to go get some dinner, and I walked across the street to the ABC store and said 7:00. So I didn't even get to see if they had anything. I didn't even get to look. So all I had was the rabbit hole that I brought with me. But then when I got back yesterday, I went and replaced it.
I guess.
Because like I said, I love the bottles. That rectangle bottle with the little rabbit and the hole cut out in it, and the different color of each of the bands across it for the different flavors.
I feel like we saw this. Didn't we see this distillery in Louisville?
Well, they were closed on Sunday though. I wanted to go to that.
I remember seeing the distillery when we were driving through Louisville.
Right, but we didn't get to go to it because they were closed on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I'd eat, for $80 though. I mean, you gotta wanna collect the whole line.
Right. Well, to me, it's a nice after dinner bourbon. A lot of people like to have a port or a sherry.
Sure.
As their dessert wine. To me, this makes an excellent post dinner.
Yeah, along the port line.
Along the lines of a port. Yep, because it's got that thickness to it. It's got that sweetness. Because I know I like to finish off a meal with. It can just even be one little mint or something, but I like to finish with something sweet. And so this, I think it would be a really good after dinner.
Yeah, a little sipper.
Cordial. Mm-hmm.
Cool. But
all right.
Is that we're doing the rye though, aren't we?
Yeah, next week we'll do it's called the Boxer Grail, and it is actually 95% rye. I mean,
it's gonna be fun.
You don't get any ryer. So so far I've had a 4 and 2 3s. Next week I may have a 2. We'll have to see.
Keep an open mind. I kept an open mind with this.
Oh, I
one,
will.
so-
I'll have an open mind.
And this one actually kind of, as far as the sherry goes, kind of knocked my shoes off a little bit because
Right.
it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because most of the ones that we've tried that we
Like I
finished
said,
off-
this to me would be
Wine.
good. You just sat down, you just finished off a nice fillet and potato, and you want a nice little after dinner drink. This would be a good one, I think. So, all right, well,
Sweet.
I think that wraps us up for this week. A lot of stuff that we talked about. NFL draft.
Yeah, got some winners and some losers in the draft.
Yeah,
and
we talked about what we liked, what we didn't like. You're not a fan of taking running backs early.
nah,
And and statistically analytically it shows that most of you Super Bowl winners didn't invest highly in their running
the
backs.
Falcons had a strong running attack last year with a rookie,
Yeah.
and it was a committee.
well, and a converted wide receiver, kick
Yeah,
returner. So
yeah.
I mean,
I can understand the Bijan Robinson attraction.
yeah, but
And
mean,
it does make their offense a little bit more deep and,
Right.
and more difficult to defend, but
Right.
they still have, to me, a quarterback issue.
yeah,
so-
absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing to me that the Falcons, why they didn't have a good draft. They're going into the season with Heineke and Ritter, and to me, that's a weak quarterback room. They got weapons, but they need somebody to distribute to those weapons, and I'm not sold on Ritter. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I'm not sold on him.
Yeah, well, we're drinking bourbon and we ain't drafting kids, so
We should be. Did you see our track record?
it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. We do have an eye for that kind of stuff, but apparently it hasn't been caught by any owners. so
Yeah. We just one phone call away.
That's it, man. We'll
One,
just
one email to
That's
bourbon
right.
buzzed and ballin at PR@gmail.com.
one click, one subscribe away.
That's right,
Just
that's right.
Keep hammering our socials, man. We might get noticed. If we get noticed, you get noticed. I shine, he shines, you shine. So
We all shine.
That's it. We all shine. Get us on a show, man. We're gonna be on a show one day. Maybe get on there and how can you not pick 1.5 out of 31 picks?
Yeah, really.
I feel like we could beat Kuiper
Yeah,
one on one.
if Kuiper's an expert, we're freaking Einstein.
We're goats. We're goats. Invite us to the combine. Let us soak up the combine. Watch some of these kids in person, and then let us do it.
I had as much right in the first 3 picks as he had in the entire first round.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man, for somebody that dedicates 360.
Yeah, and I'm working a full-time job and doing all these other things.
Right, and he gets to talk to
We
GMs.
we
and-
put in about an hour a week, 2 hours at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't say that too loud. Your boss at work, man. He's not doing it at work, I promise.
No, I'm talking about that right now.
Exactly.
It just comes natural.
That's it. Gonna be some edits on this.
You think? So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Check us out on all our socials. We got some good TikToks going up. Instagram.
It's
Spotify.
All good. It's all good.
Apple.
Yeah. We're available on socials. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just hit us up. Follow, like, and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Yep. Check us out. We'll see you.
Cheers.
Cheers.